Hello, hello everyone. I'm probably gonna start at 7:05 just to get everyone in here. Any late stragglers and stuff. All right, hang on tight. Hello? Alright, it's 7:05. Let's see. Alright, let's get this started then. Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to the CERF Webinar, hosted by me. Yeah, let's get to know a little bit more about me. Oops. Oh, sorry. First, here's a sign-in link. I'm gonna put it up for probably a couple minutes, just so that people can sign in. All right, that's a couple minutes, so let's move on to, let's move on to the actual webinar. All right, a quick introduction. My name is Denny. I go to San Diego State University. I'm a second year. My major is computer science, and my position is the club secretary. So this webinar won't be that long, but it'll go through in depth, well, as much in depth as I please, on what is a CERF and what do they do. So what is a CERF? The CERF stands for the Club Event Report Form. It basically keeps track of any types of event, including service, leadership, fellowship, or even other events, including fundraising. It makes it easier to organize all the event into a place where basically anybody can have access to it. This is so that we can keep track of members' hours really easily, keep track of how much money is being made into the club, basically anything, including driving hours. And it's fun. That's kind of subjective. I think it's fun. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Helps me out. Helps your secretary out if you're not, from San Diego State. And in turn, it helps us out filling out the MRP. I mean, not the MRP, the MRF and the MRS, which in the end goes towards to your MRP. So filling out a CERF is really important for everyone. And eventually it helps the district and international recognize hours and all that. So, sample. I'll be going through a quick sample on how to do the CERF. If I figure out how to get there. All right. So basically, this is the CERF. If you guys can see it. I gotta wait until you guys can see it or not. All right. it seems like you guys can see it. Basically, the CERF might look different to other people. It depends on how you open it, TBH. So if you are opening these blank CERF on Google Docs, it'll look like this without the logo, but usually there's the CNH Circle K logo right there and all that jazz. Anyways, if you go through these tabs right here, it says start here. You can read the little excerpt from your district secretary. And basically every year, the CERF is revised a bit by the district secretary. Usually it doesn't change that much, but every year there's a new CERF and you should follow that year's CERF. All right, going through the instructions. If you open the CERF, you'll be hit with all these instructions. You should be reading them if this is your first time surfing. There's a lot of information here, including the different tabs and different tags for all the events, and basically an explanation on what they do. Let's go on to the CERF. So, first off, this area right here for the MRF, that is for the MRF. And basically, the only people who will be touching it would be your secretary, basically, to get that info from how you fill out the CERF into the MRF. Okay, so first off, you'll be filling out all this information here. Name of event. Let's say that the event is a cleanup, a beach cleanup, since we're San Diego State. And event chair, let's see, Bob Smith. Also notice how as soon as I put name of event, the beach cleanup, it changes here. A lot of these things here changes basically as you fill it out. So that's why you don't touch any of these things. Person filling out the CERF, basically it says right there, fill only if different from event chair. And since I'm not Bob Smith, I'll put my name there. Date and time of event. What's today's date? I don't know. Pretty sure it's the 14th. And then how the time of the event. Oh man. Let's put it's 1 hour. Let's make it 3 hours. Mileage may vary, but but anyways, as you can see, if you open these things, they're pulling information from other places. So here it's pulling information from the driving info tab, and from here it's pulling information from the fundraising tab. Location, beach. Event contact and number. This is important if, let's say, another person is running an event outside your club. Having a number on standby is good in case you need to contact them. Anyways, let's go to event tags. And it's usually spelled out right here where you and why you should put the X. If you need more detail, you can go back to the instructions tab and it goes more in detail there. Whoops, got too far ahead. But this is a service event, so I'll put an X there. Is this a campus service event? No, because you went to the beach. San Diego State is not on a beach, so we'll skip that. Continuing service event. This, you fill this out if you do it basically every week or like a constant time. So for our club, we have this event called Reality Changers, where we go every week. So for those events, we'll tag a continuing service event tag, but in this case, nope. Does this event contribute to the district service initiative? No. International service initiative? No. I mean, if we do certain things, it depends. This event, I'm not putting too much info, but If your event does follow DSI and whatever the International Service Initiative for that year is, be sure to mark that, because that also is going to be recognized by people up there who's going to be reading the MRF or who's going to get more information about the event. Now, one thing I need to mention is that this goes into MRP, the Member Recognition Program, but these tabs right here, S, L, and F, is really important. So the S stands for service, the L stands for leadership, and the F stands for fellowship, and those are the tenets of Circle K. And basically, depending on what event it is, you'll be getting hours for a tenant. Since this event is a service event, it's going to be having a service tag. And for other events, it'll have the other tags. As you can see up here, as I put a tick in there, and down there, it pops up here. So yeah, you don't touch this at all. And miscellaneous, this is event develop and educate members. I mean, if we do MD&E stuff there, sure, but I don't know. Was this event fundraiser? No. Was there greater than 2 Circle K members from yours and another club present? Of course, these things you should know, or you have to look at signups, all that. Was this an interclub? Again, the requirement for interclub changes between clubs. Was this event a webinar? No. Divisional, district event, international event. Was this event hosted for your Circle K club? Let's say Bob Smith and the event contact is from our club, then sure, yeah, that's from our club. And as you can see, the home club tag is tagged up. Now, let's move on to the next tab, home club attendance. Now, again, you don't touch any of this. You'll be entering just here. Now let me fill out with fake names, Smith, Bob. Oh, and one thing, you want to do these in ABC order. So Smith, Bob, Smith, Jones, and Zachary. I'm pretty sure that's not how you spell Zachary, but Zachary, Emma Zachary. Okay, let's go to that. Okay, and this is where you start filling in the hours. This column right here is for if they're not a paid member, you want to mark that. But let's say that these are all paid members. So let's say for service, how long was the event? How long was my fake event? It was from 6 to 9, so that is 3 hours. So let's say Smith, Bob, Jones, Smith, they all get 3 hours. Let's say Emma drove. Now, this year we have been doing a thing where if you drove, your driving hours counts as service hours. So let's say for some reason the beach is 1 hour away from where we started. So that's 1 hour plus the 3 hours that they did service at the actual event. So that's 4 hours. These driving hours is to the place, not back. Now, leadership hours, fellowship hours, you fill that accordingly. And notice as you fill this out, it goes into the service hours tab. It adds it all up. And if you go to event information, it puts it right there. So that's why you don't touch this. You don't touch this. You touch the place where it basically is blank for you to fill out. Now, Kiwanis family attendance. This is for basically an event from other Kiwanis clubs that are not your own home club Circle K. Let's assume there's none. But as you can see, if you fill out stuff here, let's say 3 members attended. This pops up. Basically, yeah, the document will change depending on what you fill out. You don't have to change a lot of the document. Driving info. Let's see, Zachary drove. Mileage to event, since it's 1 hour away, let's make a probable 55 miles away. Same. You gotta keep track of both to and from the event, but remember for service hours, it's only to the event. And this is great if you're like recognizing drivers or if you're doing gas reimbursements. You're gonna use this information to basically figure out how much they drove and how much gas they used. These other tabs for fundraising, basically if the event is a fundraiser, let's say Real Life for Life, or possibly a social, you'll be typing stuff here and you'll be filling out how much money was raised, how much money was spent on the fundraiser, and the net profit. Basically, the net profit is just these two minus each other. Yeah, math. But it'll pop up here. So if it's not a fundraiser, you don't have to worry about it. Now the last tab, pretty sure the last tab. Yep, last tab is the commentary tab. And basically here, you're gonna be filling out basically what you thought of the event, basically. As you can see, strengths, weaknesses, and what you do differently. Basically, if you thought the event was bad, you say the event was bad, it's basically going to improve off of that. This would be helpful for people, let's say the next board, to look back at events, being like, okay, this didn't work out. Let's try it a different way. So filling this out is important. I mean, it really helps out people, especially when they're planning out events. And that's basically it for filling out the CERF. You're gonna get all these tags. Now, let me show you why this area right here is important. This is a blank MRF, so don't worry, no information will be leaked. But as you can see, in the MRF that we submit to the district secretary, the LDG, basically everyone, there's an events log. And look, the events log has a similar format to that for the MRF section. So as a secretary, what I do is that I receive all the CERFs or do some of the CERFs. Basically, I will copy the section and paste it here. Whoops. Edit, paste. Yep, I pasted it all there, and as you can see, all the information lines up with all the tags, with all the hours, number of members attended, name of the event, date, everything lines up. And I will be doing that for basically all the events, and that's how basically the MRF gets filled out. But you can see why filling out the CERF correctly, filling out just one CERF at a time correctly is really important, because some months I'll be going through dozens and dozens of CERFs, and if people are filling them out incorrectly, it'll be a long time fixing everything, going through the CERFs. So it'll be great if you guys just pay attention to filling out the CERF and just filling them out accordingly, so that I can copy and paste everything and it'll be all dandy. I will be showing the MRF since this isn't the MRF webinar, but yeah, that's filling out the CERF. Let's see. I did the sample. So, questions, comments, and concerns. Basically, just type out on the live chat, and I'll be reading through them. And basically, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, I'll be answering them. Also, sorry if I'm not like immediately answering everything. There's a slight delay. So yeah, I'm going through them right now. Let's see. Hey, Jacob. That's my counterpart at San Marcos. Let's see. Shout out to Ming. He's my mentee. Basically asked for a shout out, so there it is. Let's see. Hey, well, I know you came late. Don't worry, I'm gonna show the sign-in slide in a bit again, so I can sign in. That applies to everyone, so hang on tight. Yes, I did mention reality changers. Bless TSU. All right, Patrick asks, Denny, for times, should we put military times? So for that, if it, yes, basically yes, it'll probably be calculating that a bit easier. Times in terms of the grand scheme of things isn't too important. So let's say if the entire event is in the PM, then it's cool to basically be putting it as like from 4 to 6. But if it's like a 24-hour event, like Real Life for Life, you might want to put military time. It's also multi-day event. So for that, you can basically put it on different serves, multiple serves, because doing a serve on multiple days gets kind of messy. So for multiple day events, it's nice if you do it different serves. Sometimes I mean, in general, it's okay, but in terms of aesthetics, gotta look for those aesthetics, man. But yeah, usually when they send out the decon serve or serves for district events that take multiple days, they do it in one serve, which messes with my mind a little bit. Also, that's one thing I should mention. Sometimes serves will be provided for you pre-filled, especially for district events. So for instance, recently CKS South came with a blank serve. So if you were in charge of filling that out, you might want to wait for it until I give you the serve, because for district events like that, I might be able to provide you a blank serve. So basically you just have to fill out the names and some hours and all that, and that should be good. So let's see, any more questions, comments, or concerns? I'll move on at 7. Actually, right now, let me put up the sign-in slides so you can guys sign in if you came in late. Oh, Alexi asked, should format be 420 to 630 or 420 to 630? It doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. It's up to you, whether it looks good as 0420 or just 420. Anyways, any more questions? All right, doesn't look like I'm getting any more. All right, with that, I end my webinar. I'm gonna leave this on for about maybe 5 minutes for anybody who needs to sign in. But other than that, webinar's over. Thanks for coming, and yeah, hope you guys learned some things about the CERF. Hopefully now you guys can fill out CERFs if I call you to fill out the CERF. And yeah, thanks for coming, guys.